Hello, my name is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks, and this is Lighting the Way.
And hello there, my name is James Maynard, otherwise known as Sweet Baby James. I'm handling the chat tonight. Please do chat with us, and Beth can talk directly to you live in person if you're here live in person.
So tonight, it's tonight over here. I don't know what time it is where you are. Tonight I am going to talk about watch out for mixed messages. They are hidden and they are impactful.
Yes, they are.
They carry a big punch. And we are usually not even aware of them. So stay tuned while I explain what I mean, and we'll have a great discussion. So please talk with us. So we give people mixed messages sometimes, and sometimes they are giving us mixed messages, and that's what I want to focus on tonight is when other people give us mixed messages. Now, let's talk about the two kinds of mixed messages because it's the second kind that I'm really most interested in right now. Okay, supposing somebody says to you, "Oh, I love that dress you're wearing. That's so beautiful. So much better than the one you wore yesterday." Or, "Oh, this haircut is marvelous. I like it so much better." So you're getting two messages. One is, "Yeah, you're pretty cool today, but boy, you were pretty messed up yesterday." Okay, that is one kind of mixed message, and I think we've all done that. You know, for example, I might say to James, "Oh, it was fabulous that you cleaned up that mess you made yesterday." So which am I saying? That he's fabulous or that he's a mess?
I remember the mess more than the fabulous. I'll tell you
That's
that.
right. Okay, so that's one thing one kind of mixed message that is very, very obvious. And it looks like we already have.
Elizabeth is here, and she says hi and sends a heart of love and rainbow.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you,
I'll
Elizabeth.
take the rainbow, take the love, take it all. Thank you. So now that I've talked a little bit about the first kind of mixed message, which is literal, right? Now I want to talk about the hidden ones. And in this case, I want to talk about us as the recipient of those. Mostly I want to focus on that. And I think you'll see why as I get into it. Now, I've been using looks for some reason as examples tonight, but it could be anything else. But since I started with looks, let's talk a little bit more about that. Okay, so here you come in and you've gone shopping and you've really made an effort to doll yourself up, man or woman.
Oh, Tracy is here, and she says hello and sends a kiss.
Oh,
Thank you,
hello.
Tracy.
Back, Tracy. Kiss, kiss.
And Todd says hi and sends a heart of love and a big wave and happy face and smiling and loving face.
Great. Hi there,
Thank you,
Todd.
Todd.
So I've gone over the obvious mixed messages. Oh, and Ram is there.
Ram is here and says nice music.
Thank you.
Ram.
This is not
Thank
a
you.
music program, you know, this is Lighting the Way, but I do play sometimes. Okay, so now here it is. You've really gone to a major effort to make yourself look good. And I look at you and I say, "You look marvelous, darling.
Yes.
Just marvelous. What a fabulous outfit." And I don't say anything that digs, right? Just I'm straight out.
Straight out.
So could there be a mixed message in there anyway?
I smell a mixed message.
Oh,
How about envy, jealousy,
Oh.
resentment?
Oh. Well, I want to start with another one. And then I'm going to
Okay.
get to that one because that's really important. First mixed message is, I'm saying I think you look marvelous. And I'm thinking, God, what a fat pig.
Oh my.
Just because she got this dress doesn't mean she's going to look good. Or I might be thinking, yes, for her, this is good. Now, that is a mixed message, but there's no sign. It's completely hidden and it's undercover, right? An undercover mixed message.
That's right.
So that is really more serious because I don't know what I'm dealing with. Now, if
But
you...
I'd like to add something there.
Yes.
It's not only undercover, but she just said a positive energy towards you, and now she has sent a negative energy towards you.
Exactly. And that is exactly the point. That is exactly the point. Mixed messages are messages where you're hearing one thing and you're feeling another.
Ah.
Because what do you think we feel? What the person says or what they are feeling themselves? And that's what I'm going to get to your point, James, in a second. I think we are more likely to pick up on what someone is feeling because there's something in their attitude or in their voice. And we have another hello.
And Karen says, hey, and sends a heart of love and musical notes and a yellow heart of kindredness and butterfly.
I
Thank you,
love it.
Karen.
I love it. So you're here. I hope you heard the beginning. So I'm talking about mixed messages, and there are some where people are actually saying two things. You know, they're really contradicting themselves. There's a little nasty edge. But the other mixed message is when they say one thing and they're thinking or feeling something else. And what we pick up is the feeling. So now let's just go back to the fat pig thing. And I'm going to be back to, then I am going to go on to James because that's a really important point. So what am I going to hear? So as I said, we're more likely to hear what people are feeling than what they're saying. Because see, we are very literal. We listen to language, right? And we think that people are saying what they mean. But honestly, how often are people not saying what they feel? Maybe because they're embarrassed. They don't want to admit that they're having negative feelings towards us. That's a shame, right? Or they just don't want us to know because it'll make them feel bad or make them look bad, I mean. Now, if you were, as a child, given the message that you were a fat pig, which some children unfortunately are giving, are you going to be alert to the message of you are a fat pig? You better believe it. The more you have been conditioned to believe the negative about yourself, the more likely you're actually going to be hearing it and picking it up. So a lot of our ability to pick up or to ignore the mixed message has to do with what we already believe about ourselves. If I believe that something negative about myself, I can even make it up that you're feeling that, even when you're not. I'm giving myself the mixed message, right? It's not even mixed. It's always negative. Now, let's get on to what James said before, which was we can get the mixed message that the person is envious of us and they're saying, you look so beautiful, or congratulations on your new job, or
your accomplishment.
on your accomplishments. And Robbie said,
Oh, and we have Robbie from Nepal who says, Namaste, I'm watching from Kathmandu, Kapan.
hello there,
Hello, Robbie.
Kathmandu.
Good to have you with us.
I love it when people come from all over the world. It's just so great. And when they come from next door, it's just as great. So, I don't want to give you a mixed message that wherever you are isn't good enough. Okay. So let's talk about envy, jealousy. Oh, congratulations on your engagement. Oh, look at that ring. Ooh, So maybe I am envious. Now, maybe I'm putting out the energy of jealousy and I'm telling you, congratulations. And you're supposed to feel good and thank you, right? But you walk away from the conversation and something you just don't quite feels right, and you don't even know why, because the person seemed to be very sincere. However, now here's another piece of this. Maybe they are sincere. Maybe they really are them congratulating you on something that they think is valuable. Oh, you won the Chopin International Piano Competition. Oh, congratulations. That's fantastic. And I'm also a pianist, and I can't play that well, and I feel like like a nothing compared to you. I can't even get into the competition, much less win it, right? So now what am I feeling? I mean the giver of this message. Not only am I feeling envy, but worse than that, I'm feeling bad about me.
Right.
Self-loathing, maybe even. Disappointment. Oh, I can't come to that competition anymore. I'm too old. Or I couldn't afford I had no sponsor. I couldn't afford the airfare. Or there are so many possible reasons that I could be feeling negative while I'm saying this absolutely, congratulations. And I'm feeling negative about myself. So you say, well, I'm hearing this, and it's okay. You're feeling negative about yourself. You're not sending me nasty messages. You're sending nasty messages to you. Guess what?
You still feel it.
Now I really don't know what I'm feeling, but you're feeling bad about yourself. I am going to feel your depression.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever talked to a friend who tends to be depressed, and they say, really, that was wonderful. That really was wonderful. And you just don't feel it. You don't feel, my God, that was wonderful, right? Because they are depressed. You're picking up the energy. Guys, we pick up the energy. So I would like you to think for a moment. Maybe you're my sister or my brother, and you're happy for me, but you know that dad or mom thinks you're better than me. It's going to eat me up alive, and I'm going to feel that, and it's going to come out, and you're going to feel it.
Yeah, and then that becomes an ongoing feeling in the household.
That's right. That's right. So
There's something hanging over you.
That's right. So I would like you to think for a moment. I'll play the piano for a minute. You think for a moment about some mixed message that you may be getting that you don't even realize that you're getting. You see how these things are hidden? And that makes them more lethal, deadly, because you can't see it. If you see the thing coming at you, you can at least deal with it, prepare for it. But if you don't even see it, the likelihood is you're helpless. You'd have to really tune in to realize that there is something. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But I'd like you to think now of some situation where you are giving mixed messages to someone else where you think you feel a certain way, but you have to be honest with yourself that you're either jealous or you're feeling down about yourself or something. That could be an example, or some other mixed message that you are giving to someone or that someone else is giving to you. So I'm going to play the piano for a minute, and I'd like you to think about that. And put it in the chat. It may be somebody very close to you. Okay.
There's one here. Todd says, I have someone that tells me they want me to do their website, but they haven't signed the proposal yet.
All right. So Todd is a
What's
website.
that telling you,
That
Todd?
is a mixed message, if I ever heard one, right? But the good thing about that is that you can see it because they're telling you one thing, but they're not acting on it. So that is a very, very good example of a mixed message that isn't exactly hidden. I mean, they're trying to, maybe they want to flatter you, maybe they're busy trying to get a cheaper bid, but they just don't want to tell you. I mean, there's all kinds of things that could be going on. So that is a really good example. See if you can find something where it's hidden. Oh,
And we have communication here from Muhammad. Says meaningful messages have the lasting impact, madam.
meaningful messages have lasting impact. That is very true. And so do mixed messages. When you're telling somebody something positive, but you are feeling something negative, that also has a lasting impact. So I agree with you, but this is another
I've got something to share.
good.
Well, I have put you on a pedestal quite a lot, only to resent you for having those qualities that allow you to be on that pedestal in my mind. And so that's sending a resentful feeling.
That is so true. That is a very true mixed message.
That happens a lot in relationships, isn't it?
It does.
You
It's
put
not
the other person on a pedestal, and then you're resenting that they're having those qualities that make you feel less than.
very good point. Very good point. Now, does that have a major impact? Oh, it sure does,
Gets in the
because
way of love, that's
it
for sure.
does. And then the other person says, "But look how many wonderful things I say about you, how I brag about you, how I admire you. Look at all the positive things that I'm saying towards you, right?" And you're sitting there saying, "Well, yeah, but I how come I feel so bad?" And you know, one of the things about this is if you have like a brother or a sister or somebody whose envy has something to do with another parent is going to prefer you, so they say, "Oh, congratulations, sis," or bro, or them, or whatever you are. Maybe you don't want to upset them. So now here's another impact. Supposing then I say, "Well, I don't want to upset you. I feel your pain. So now I'm going to say, well, it's not that good. I'm not that great, right?" So my behavior is being directly impacted by what you are feeling, not by what you are saying.
Yeah.
So that is an extremely important point, and it's a great one that you're bringing it up, James, because we do have an impact. The other person feels it, and they may not even know why. Oh, they say, oh, it's nothing, or it wasn't such a big deal, or nah, I'm really not that great, or, it's just like they pretend you didn't even say it. Big deal. That is a big deal. It has a very, very big impact on people and on their relationships because we often are responding to what we feel in the relationship, and yet the other person can make us look crazy. So, on top of everything, not only are we getting all the negative messages, but now we're getting messages that we don't know what we're talking about or we're crazy.
Yeah, especially if they're, like you say, they're denying it and they're rebuffing it. And you say, well, I'm confused. This is crazy making.
Yeah, exactly. Muhammad has made another comment.
Well, messages through communication or otherwise should not be beyond ethics.
No, that is absolutely true. So what do? If, let's say, James has a success with music, and I feel like, oh, people have applauded for him more than for me. So I'm going to say, James, that was wonderful. And I'm thinking, So what is the ethical way of dealing with that, Muhammad? Well, I believe the ethical way is to say, honey, you were fabulous, and I am so jealous of how you were received.
See, that's honest.
There,
Clear, clean communication.
exactly, because once you get honest, then the person knows what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
It's so much easier. Like in Todd's case about the mixed message, he's beginning to suspect that he knows what he's dealing. Oh, he doesn't know the behind the scenes story, but he is knowing what he's dealing with is that there is some rejection happening for whatever reason that we don't know. Maybe they don't have the money, or who knows what the real situation is. But honesty, I kind of believe in honesty, and to me that's ethical communication, Muhammad.
Yep.
Anyone else like to share an example? We can't always be the way we want to be. Maybe I want to be really generous and kind and praising and supportive, and I can't always be that way. So I'm not going to pretend that I am. Some people are so obvious that you can see right through their insincere smiles, like, eh. I'm a butterfly. I'm so sweet. I'm just so wonderful. And yes, oh, yeah. Of course, if I were really wonderful, I would have recommended you for a great award, but I didn't do that. But anyway, that kind of thing, you see, there is a feeling you have immediately that the person is insincere. But other times it's not so easy, and then you're confused, and your whole attitude towards yourself is being impacted by their attitude towards you. Plus, as I mentioned before, if you've gotten a message, let's say as a child you got the message that you were proud or arrogant or something, well, it'll be even harder for you to take in something positive, and it'll be so much easier for you to take in the negative. Okay.
Elizabeth,
I think there's one more comment before that.
Oh, Muhammad says, Madam, please, can you tell me how to understand the meaning of the hidden message?
Okay. What I was saying, and I hope you can see the beginning of the show. What I mean by a hidden message is I am saying one thing with my verbal communication, but I am feeling something else. And you pick up what I'm actually feeling, or vice versa. I pick up what you're actually feeling. That is the hidden message. I hope that helps.
Very good. Elizabeth says, I've been asked to get together with someone who I can have a hard time being around. I agreed to meeting, though wasn't too enthusiastic. That's mixed messages, all right.
Oh my God, that's great. Okay, Elizabeth has copped to giving somebody a mixed message. Now, okay, now, what do you think that person feels about themselves? I'm just wondering if you can quickly chat. Hopefully, you never know how long it's going to take us to see something in the chat. Okay, Elizabeth hasn't been able to answer yet. That is come through. So how do you think that person typically feels about themselves, Elizabeth? They will definitely feel your lack of enthusiasm. And maybe it would be better to say something to them saying, I have a hard time being around you for this reason. My question, Elizabeth,
what is your question?
my question is this my question was, you said that it was hard to be
Well, I
around
think
that
she's
person.
just answered it. Elizabeth says not good about herself.
That's
Feeling
right.
Not good about herself.
Okay, and Amy said, are you talking about me? Not necessarily Amy, but that's cute.
That is cute.
Okay, she doesn't feel good about herself. So, you're getting a mixed message from her. She's saying, I'd like to be around you. But the hidden message, the one that's inside her, the feeling. So this is such a great example. What she's feeling, even when she says, I'd like to spend some time with you, is I bet Elizabeth isn't going to want to be with me. And you're picking up that message that you don't want to be around her. Now, maybe that is even true, but maybe it isn't even true. Maybe it's that she thinks that she's no good, and therefore you are picking up her mixed message to you, which is that she's not any fun to be around, or she's difficult, or whatever it is. You pick it up and think it's your thought. You see? This is big. You think it's your thought when it's her thought, because you are hearing her feelings, not her words.
And Tracy says, I'm guilty of saying one thing and feeling another. Usually I'm saying something positive and wish I felt that way, but I'm feeling something negative, such as jealousy, and not acknowledging it.
Exactly. I love it, Tracy. We're getting really honest here. This is so helpful.
And Mohammed says, Madam, I solicit a meaningful message from you, and I hope it will have the enduring impact upon me. Thanks.
I hope so too. I hope so. Because I'm saying, be honest. People feel what you're feeling. That's what they will really feel. And the more that you honor that, you treat them respectfully by telling them, hey, I have some problems. Can we work on this? And we have another message.
Elizabeth says, wow, this is so important. Thank you.
Oh, well, I am. And you see, Amy's response was so interesting, because it wasn't Amy that Elizabeth was talking about, but because Amy feels that way about herself, even though Elizabeth wasn't pointing her remarks at her, she's already interpreting it as being about her. Because she has gotten a message somewhere in her life. So this goes back to where we were when I started this show, when I talked about, if you have gotten a message that you're no good, or that you're difficult, or this or that, you're going to carry that into every relationship. And so even if the person isn't thinking that, you are going to think that, because that's what you bring. But it is more likely that if you feel that way about yourself, they will pick that up and feel that way about you too. Well, it looks like we are at the end. Listen, guys, please go back and listen to the beginning of the show if you missed it, because this will help explain everything. And things are picking up now, but I have to go because we have a group. And our show should be over. So thank you. Thank you. Thank
you so much for coming. It's been great to have you with us. What an interesting conversation we've had.
Yes, this has been great. And I really mean that. That is not a mixed message. And please give this show a like or a love and share it with other people, because people need to know this. We need to protect ourselves from the negative energies that are coming towards us by knowing that they are coming. And some of us are kind of like, we feel so negative about ourselves that even when somebody isn't feeling negative about us, we're picking up that message. Even so, we have to be careful about that and not exaggerate it. But go back and re-listen to this program, especially if you haven't heard the beginning. So like our show, love our show, share it with others.
And tomorrow night we have the music program, Magical Improvs.
That's right.
Beth and I will be improvising musically.
Exactly.
So please join us Thursday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time.
And come back next week on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, so that you can hear the next Lighting the Way, whatever I talk about. And we have another comment before we go.
Karen says, thank you. We'll be listening again. Much love. She sends a heart of love. And
Oh,
Muhammad
good.
says, mixed messages cannot sometimes be common, madam. That is true.
And sometimes they are.
Right.
So we're sending love, and that is not a mixed message. I truly do love you and appreciate you, our audience. Bye-bye. We'll see you again.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye.